Our veterans are truly a treasure. I will say that we do have Governor Rick Scott, who has denied the ability to allow our veterans access to affordable care. I don't know if you're aware of the gap that our veterans fall into. There are a number, about 200,000 of them, along with their families, that fall into the gap from the VA. They don't qualify for VA, and yet they can't get the subsidies that we would, or the affordable health care access that we would have if we were to take up and pass Obamacare in our state. So this is something I need your help in getting that messaging point on to your fellow veterans, to your fellow veterans' families. There are 200,000 families suffering right now because of the heartless action of our GOP legislature and Rick Scott, who has refused to force the hand of this legislature to take this bill up. So please stand up for that. And thank you for your help. Good to see you again.
How are you?
I'm fine. It's wonderful to be with you. Thank you for coming out on your Saturday. I know that there are a lot of things you could be doing this weekend besides this. I see our vice chair, hey Alan, with us today. And I know that you're here not for yourselves, but because you care about the conditions of others, and that you are here to help better the conditions of others. So your unselfishness, your ability to and your compassion for others is what makes you a noble and proud Democrat, and I am proud to be with you. Thank you. This weekend we are going to do something new. We are launching, we are launching the largest field program the Florida Democratic Party's ever seen. We have hired a statewide field director. We are putting field directors, field organizers in communities across the state of Florida. It's the first time the party has done it at this level. I'm very excited about that. You can help us because you've done this so much, it costs money to put a field of canvassers in a neighborhood, or a team of canvassers, and it costs money for the phone banks to be established because you've got to have the right data, and that costs money. So just $20 can help us fund our field campaign. So we are launching a little program this weekend where you can text the word FIELD, F-I-E-L-D, and your name, along with one number, and it's called 41444. If you text FIELD and your name to 41444, you can contribute $20 with a single text to help us launch our field campaign. What we're going to be doing is going around to all the caucuses today, and the caucus that helps us raise the most money, put in VET at the end of your text. The caucus that helps us raise the most money, we will have a special reception at the inauguration for you. So we can't have an inauguration without the field. So we got to have the field, so we have the inauguration. So text FIELD and your name to 41444. Put VET on there, and we will keep track, and we will announce the winner of that after this weekend. So thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you for your heart and soul. Thank you for your compassion and concern for others. Thank you for your activism. Thank you for your hearts. We are so much better for you. Thank you.
Okay, Madam.
Tea Party. Back then it was David versus Goliath, and now it's David versus the Tea Party. My opponent is a veteran, but my opponent votes against veterans' interests. Time and time and time again, every time he's had the opportunity to support his fellow veterans, he's voted no. However, recently with the breaking of the VA and the VA scandal that's out there, he has finally jumped on board, but I think that's a little too late. Too little too late. He jumps from scandal to scandal to scandal. So I'm here to step forward in our community and make sure that we're providing an opportunity for all to succeed, that we're providing an opportunity for our veterans, that we're providing an opportunity for everyone around the state. I see so many friendly faces in the room here today as we've made our way through District 6 and as we've made our way around the state. And I see Ms. Graham is here today. We just came from the Florida Alliance of Retired Americans where we both endorsed there. And so we've been making our way around and making sure that we see everyone. We will be all over today as well as everyone else is, so welcome the opportunity to get to speak to you one-on-one and speak to you individually, but we're here representing Florida's 6th District, making sure that we have an opportunity at all to succeed, and not just the millionaires and billionaires that my opponent is endorsed by and supported by. And again, every time he's had the chance to vote in favor of veterans benefits and in favor of our soldiers, he votes no. And so I'm ready to go to Congress and vote yes and support our veterans and support you as you're coming home. So
My name is Gabriel Rothblatt.
And I know some of you, okay, maybe he doesn't look Jewish. Yes, I am. And I may look like a veteran, but actually I'm not. Don't judge on first appearances. That's the moral of that story right there. I am the son, the nephew, and the grandson of veterans. As long as they could, and they've lived in in America, my family has served. Every male in my family has served in the Army, one in the Navy, and there's an exception to every rule, I like to say. Both my grandpa's World War II, both my uncles Vietnam. My brother is serving right now. And there is a lot more I'd like to share with my story, and I look forward to more opportunities to do so. I'm running for the House of Representatives in 8th District. That is against Bill Posey. We remember him as Birther Bill. This is the man who asked for President Obama's birth certificate, emboldening the last 7 years of obstruction, and it's time for him to go. Again, my name is Gabriel Rothblatt, Honest Gabe for United States Congress. Bill Posey has voted against veterans. He will pin a medal on your chest, but he won't put a check in the bank, and that's what I'm going to Washington to do with your support. Thank you very much.
I'm Thurston, and I'm a candidate for Attorney General for the state of Florida. The good thing is that whether you're a veteran or in the small counties, wherever you're at in the state of Florida, you can vote in this race, and I need your support. First of all, I want to thank you for the service that you've given to our country. You know, there's nothing greater that you can do than serve your country. I'm running for Attorney General, and I've been in the House of Representatives for the past 8 years, as well as currently I serve as the Democratic ranking member in the House of Representatives. I'm the Democratic leader for our 45 Democrats that we have across the state, and our numbers are growing. As you can see, the young man who was just here running against Representative Posey. It's a pleasure to serve in Tallahassee. But one of the things we recognize in Tallahassee is that sometimes the issues that affect veterans, such as affordable health care, which would certainly have benefited so many veterans across this state, the leadership in Tallahassee are not on board with that. So when they're not, we need to have leaders who will stand up and say, well, this is wrong, and we need to do this for our veterans and all of our citizens. And that's what I've done as a leader, and that's what I've done in the past 8 years. Now, we don't disagree about everything. We did have some great legislation to encourage veterans to further their education this year, and the Veterans Bill that we passed. We all agreed with that, and we supported that. But there are things and times when you need someone who's going to stand up and fight the fight for those citizens who are not being represented in Tallahassee. And that's what we've done over the last 8 years, and that's what I've done over the last 2 years as the Democratic leader. We want to encourage everyone to come out and vote and be supportive of your issues. I have a track record. I encourage you to look at my track record. Look at my voting record. It's been supportive of veteran causes throughout. I can use your help now to win this election so we can get rid of Pam Bondi. And we can get rid of Pam Bondi. And once we do that, we can start turning this state around and start addressing the true needs of the state. And that's what we will be doing. We'll do that. We've done that. And with your support, we'll continue to do that. Now, there's I heard Phil talk about that he had a suite. But we have a suite also that you can come by, and ours is a late night suite. So if you're still up around 10:30 to 12 and 24/71, you're welcome to come by. Our refreshments, like Phil's, are not all water and soda, but you're welcome to it. And lastly, I'm sorry?
North or south, 27?
North, 2471 North. And, throughout this process, we're going to be here the rest of the weekend. So if you see me and you want to have some individual question or you have some concern, please feel free just to come up and ask me. I'll tell you my opinion on whatever issue you got. As I say, I have a history, I have a record that I'm extremely proud of, and I know that it's a great record for veterans. On August 26th, vote Thurston for Florida, Perry Thurston for Attorney General. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Perry.
For U.S. Congress in District 7, I'm the Democratic nominee against John Mica. And the theme of earlier this morning, the meeting was Tea Party. Fun fact, John Mica is tied for first place in the state of Florida for most extremist, most partisan Tea Party member. Ties with Steve Sutherland in the 2nd District. So throughout the rest of the meeting, So throughout the rest of the day, today, this weekend, I look forward to just getting to talk to you, meet you all. But for now, let's keep it going.
I'm Will Rankin. I am the Democratic nominee for the State Chief Financial Officer. Thank you, thank you. For the veterans that are still here, I am an 11-year Army veteran. I am a disabled veteran. In fact, I'm the only statewide candidate that is a disabled veteran, and when I win in November, yes, thank you very much. When I win in November and be a cabinet member, sitting on the Florida Department of Veteran Affairs, I will be the first ever disabled veteran sitting on the Department of Veteran Affairs. And I use the VA. I know what those issues are that's going on, that's now come to light, that's been going on for years and years. I've been a part of that. I've seen it around the country. It's unacceptable. It's about time that it's come to bear. And certainly when I am a state cabinet officer sitting on that board, there will be changes coming. But in fact, there's changes coming across the state. We've got some wonderful candidates for state office. George Shelton sitting here for Attorney General. Harry Thurston just left as well. Charlie Crist, Nan Bridge for governor. We've got a great slate. We've got a great bunch of people that's going on. I do not have a primary. I really appreciate everyone's support. This race is more important than I think a lot of people realize. Everyone knows the big bad wolf, Governor Rick Scott. I call him Tricky Ricky, by the way. Tricky Ricky, I think he's a magician. He's hand of sleight. But my opponent, I think everyone knows who he is as well. He's just the rubber stamp for Rick Scott. So it's not just enough that we got to cut the head off of the snake. We got to dispose of the entire snake. And that is disposing of all of those up in Tallahassee. And I believe that we really have an opportunity to change the course of Florida in this election. So what I'm looking for is a new direction for Florida. That's what I stand for. I'm running on common sense and compassion that we can bring to the state office. And with all of your help and support and the Democrats getting out, we will be able to do it. But I want to point out one thing, and then I'm going to turn the mic over real quick, is that it's not just enough that the Democrats get out and vote. It's not just enough. I'm running for CFO. I'm a numbers guy. I'm going to tell you what the truth is about the numbers. Even if we come out in full force, we just don't have majority numbers in the state of Florida to beat the Republicans. We are going to have independents who join us on this quest to switch the power in Florida and get rid of the cronyism and the corruption that I'm fighting for. You have to bring independents to the ballots with you. Bring MPAs to the ballot with you. We have got to elicit their help. We've got to get a good 6 to 8% of those independents to come along with us, to join us to make a change in Florida. When I was in the Army, I was a special agent for the Army Criminal Investigation. So I specialized in economic crime and government contract fraud. My promise, I will, as CFO, eradicate fraud and abuse and corruption in the state of Florida at the state level. I will look forward to all your support. I'm looking forward to running with my fellow Democrats. Thank you all very much. I'll look forward to seeing you all day.